My eyes opened slowly. It's damp, and the air had a stale, misty odor. I turned slightly to the right to feel if I had wet myself again. No. I've avoided another whack and more verbal abuse from Sister Ignatius. As I move, I notice that on the chair next to my bed there are new clothes and a pair of new shoes. Now I realize that this is the day I'm leaving this place. The sisters had told me last night, but I had no idea what they were talking about. Something about going to a place far away and how they would love to be able to go with me. My only thought now was the need to find my old clothes and get ready for Mass and the morning meal. The morning ritual was always the same, and if you didn't follow the rules exactly, you were almost certain to get a slap across the face or hit with a stick on the hands or butt. But this morning was different. The big girl in charge of the ward was actually smiling at me. She even offered to help me wash myself and get dressed. All of a sudden, the nuns came into the room and were fussing over me. I had never been treated like this in the past, and I was suddenly so overwhelmed by fear, I started to cry. I have few memories of the home, but this is one I will never forget. My name is Michael Johnson. I was born Michael Call in Stranarla, County Donegal, Ireland in 1944. In 1989, on my first trip back to Ireland, I was in awe of the countryside, the different shades of green, the villages, the different colored houses, and the people. I actually felt like I was home. But as I traveled to County Sligo and County Donegal, a black cloud settled over me. Fear of the unknown? Anxiety of what lay ahead? I don't know. At the time, I had no idea of the shame and discomfort that was attached to being one of those. One of those being the unwed mother with child, or even one of the unwanted children. It's amazing, but the shame still exists today. In October 2016, I was invited to speak before the Mother Baby Home Commission, a government commission set up and established to investigate the abuse of the mother baby homes from 1940 through the early 1970s. The commission was actually formed due to the discovery of approximately 800 baby bones in a well on a site in Toome, County Galway, that had once been the site of a mother baby home. The report is due to be released sometime in 2018. It was also during this time that my sister Teresa had passed away. Teresa had been born in the home 6 years before I was. My cousin Tony had told me about it, but I did not receive any word from my nieces or nephews. It's the Irish custom that a month following the funeral mass that they hold a family dinner, of which all family members be invited. I was not, even though I was going to be in Ireland. When I finally got in touch with my niece Marie, and we set up a meeting to have tea in Rathbone, she stormed into the cafe and in an angry tone wanted to know how I could have done this to her mother, how I could have shamed her and the family by going on national radio to tell my story. In truth, my purpose on going on national radio was to find other children, workers, anybody that I could associate with as far as the home was concerned. But my sister lived in Rathmullen, 600 people. She had kept her secret for 78 years. And now I had exposed her and ruined her and the family's reputation. Remember, this was 2016, and the stigma still existed, that of being an illegitimate child or a child born out of wedlock. I wanted to tell my story to get closure for me. I had intended to jot down a few notes and to prepare maybe a pamphlet for my children and grandchildren so they would know a little bit of history about me and where I came from. But as I started researching, more and more was exposed and eventually turned into 165 plus pages. And I'm not really done yet. Since I wrote the first book, more has come to light. Stories of other children in the home, stories of workers on the property, and now major news outlets have exposed the atrocities that took place during this time period.